Now, y'all know I hate banks. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Ernest, and I hate banks. If you're just like me, or if you just hate your bank, there is a bank that I believe that you will grow to trust and possibly grow to love. And that's Ally Bank. With Ally Bank, it's a lot more secure than keeping your money in the shoebox for all our, you know, financial needs. I mean, trust me, it's a lot more secure than that. Ally Bank offers high yielding savings accounts that actually help you save money. You know, unlike these other banks over here, Ally Bank is actually helping you save money with your savings account. So it makes sense to open up a savings account with Ally Bank. There's no minimum deposit, not within your savings or your spending account to get started with Ally Bank. There's no minimum deposits, there's no monthly fees, and there's no overdraft fees. I know that's a lot. That's a big issue for a lot of people. That's a big deal. So join Ally Bank, you know, with 24/7 customer service, which is great. They have one of the best, or I will say the best customer service I've ever dealt with within any banking in all my banking life. Like, and I'm not over exaggerating. I really do appreciate their customer service. They truly do care and they live up to their name. They're an ally for sure. Some of my favorite things about banking with Ally is pretty much being able to make crypto payments as well. And as I mentioned before, the 24-hour customer service. You know, you might be in the middle of the night and you're thinking, oh man, whatever issues you have going on, you call somebody, somebody's going to answer that line. It could be at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m. as I'm recording this ad for y'all right now. You know, you can pick up the line, call somebody, and you can get the assistance you need right now. This is a limited time offer though. So right now, if you hit the link in the description box below, you can win up to $125 for qualifying signees. If you are a qualifying signee, you can get up to $125 for becoming a member of Ally Bank. Now, I don't know about you, but I could use an extra $125. Definitely. You know, that's a great way to fund your bank, to start your funding with Ally Bank. It's a great way to start your savings, saving for the future, start your investments with that money as well, or simply just buy whatever you want or support yours truly with that. Whatever you decide to do with your extra $125, it's all up to you. You know, hit the link in the description box below. Offer ends though March 1st, 2024. So you want to move quickly right now as you can. You want to move as fast as you can to sign up for Ally Bank, a bank you can trust, a bank that I don't hate. And that's saying a lot because I hate banks, but I don't hate Ally Bank. So if this sounds good to you, hit the link once again in the description box below. Sign up for Ally Bank. And yeah, happy banking. All right, here with the last topic, and I'm just going to talk about Bitcoin once again. Bitcoin cryptocurrency once again. The There was a bunch of spot Bitcoin ETFs that got approved a couple weeks ago. When I first wanted to talk about this, but again, last week I couldn't speak at all. And also, my mind has changed a bit about how I'm going to approach Bitcoin cryptocurrency in general. Now, it hasn't changed to the fact that I'm no longer in support of it. I'm still in 100% support of it. 100%. I still make investments. I still stack my sats every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm still big on both Bitcoin and crypto. Well, I'm not going to try to be the one to try to convince anybody to make the investments that I make at all. And I'm pretty sure I've said that or something to that magnitude the last time I talked about this topic. But that's my approach with it. That's my approach with it. And that's my approach with a lot of things, actually, with my life. But this one in particular, I'm not going to try to convince people. at all why they should own Bitcoin, why they should get into cryptocurrency. I'm just not. Why? Simply because there's a number of reasons. Number one, I'm not a financial advisor, so I don't like making financial advice and telling people, even if I preference it by saying this is not financial advice. And I'm gonna preference it right now because people gonna watch this video and, you know, tag this, whatever. This is not financial advice. But people will take some financial statements you make and apply it to themselves. And they'll do something that is either they deem beneficial or not beneficial. Now, if they do something and it is beneficial, they now give you more credit than you deserve. And I'm going to be real though, that you don't deserve to be seen as a Warren Buffett or some other financial guru simply because you told them to make one investment and they ended up skyrocketing or whatever the case is. Things like that happen all the time. It's a draw of a luck type thing. It's a happenstance type thing, but it's not a definite. Like, this field is still volatile. With volatility, things can happen in your favor. Things cannot happen in your favor. And simply because of that, you shall not treat anyone like they are the end all be all of, they're just a messiah. So if I were to say, this is what I do for myself, and someone were to make said investments and they end up just like I said, something good happens, right? I don't want them giving me credit, more credit than I deserve. Because what comes with that is now they're going to latch on to everything that I say. Because now they're like, oh, Ernest is going to make me a millionaire. No, Ernest is not. Ernest is not going to make you a millionaire unless you do work for me and we making money together. Then, even with that situation, it really comes down to how you are with your finances and, the lifestyle you want to live and all that. There's other barriers that come to play. You know what I'm saying? We can make this money together, but at the end of the day, I'm not responsible, and I don't want to be responsible for how you spend your money, where your money's going to, and all this other stuff. That's you. It's your money, but don't look at it from a situation like, oh, Ernest made me a millionaire, so I'm going to just follow everything he says now. No. You made a decision, and within that decision, something happened to where it benefited you. Trust your own judgment. Clearly, you did something above and beyond that I told you to do. And if I simply told you to do one thing, or I simply just said I did one thing for myself because I didn't tell you to do anything. I simply just said, this is what I did for me, and you did something, but then you took it a step further. You're the genius that you're dubbing me. You're the one who did something that made it so it increased your investment or whatever benefit that you got from it. Whatever you did, that was the reason. And like I said, happenstance. That's a part of it. So I'm not going to take credit for that. On the flip side, I'm also not going to take credit for if something goes horribly wrong. You invest into something, you make an investment, you make a purchase, and let's just say you make a $100 purchase in either Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency, right? You do so, and you don't see your investment growing. It actually decreased by a good 80%. You're going to be mad at me and blaming me and saying that I'm the reason as to why you are, you got this big deficit. You're in the hole, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case is. When again, I didn't tell you to make that move. I simply said what I did, and you decided you wanted to follow me. I didn't tell you to follow me. I told you actually don't follow me. and you still followed me and you still decided to copy me, and yet you did something. And again, it's a happenstance type thing. It's a timing thing as well. Like I said, this realm is real volatile. Simply because I made an investment at a certain time that yielded some positive results doesn't mean 7 days later you make said same investment and you're going to get the same results that I got a week prior to you making your investment. It's volatile. You can do better. You can do just as well as I did. You can do worse, because that's the volatility aspect of this. So, me saying this is what I did, it's not me saying do this a week from now, do it today, do it whatever. It's me saying this is what I did because I felt that was the best decision for me. And at the end of the day, with any decision you make, that's how I approach decision making, or at least giving advice on decision making. Make the decision that you feel is best for you, because I'm not going to tell you anything else. Another aspect of why I'm like, my mindset has changed on trying not to, I guess, educate people in the field of Bitcoin and crypto. And this is going to sound selfish, and I can admit to it. There is a bit of selfishness when it comes to it. It's because the less you know about it, the more I can obtain. I'm going to flat out tell you, the less you know, the more for me, my guy. It's like if I know there's an apple tree somewhere, right? It's an apple tree. I like apples. You like apples. You know what I'm saying? And I come back with, every time you see me, I have like 2 basketfuls of just apples. I'm walking. This is me walking with my apples. I'm just happy, and I'm just happy-go-lucky. I'm just la 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 la. I got my apples, right? And you're like, man, where's Ernest getting all these apples? I can tell you where that apple tree is, but then you're going to take all my apples. Now, I'm the type of individual where I'm selfish like that, but I'm still caring enough to say, but I like you. I'm going to tell you where I get my apples. So I can tell you where the apple tree is, right? I will tell you, I will even show you. But I'm not going to give you some of my apples. No, I can tell you where to get these apples, though. And boom. Now if you decide, I don't want to make that walk, it's a long trip over there. He really walks an hour away just to get some apples, and an hour back. He really spends 2 hours out of his day just to get some apples. That's what I decided to do because I felt that was best for me. I have no problem walking 2 hours there and back, or an hour there and an hour back to home, just to get some apples, because look, I got some apples. That's the thing. That was the point of the trip, was for me to get some apples. If the trip is long, if it's an hour away, if it's 30 minutes away, I want to go to this apple tree to get my apples. So that was the point. I did it. Objective completed. The objective is to go, get the apples, get back, bring the apples home. As soon as I do that, that's the objective. Objective completed. Had a good day. You know what I'm saying? But some people aren't willing to make that trip. Some people are like, that's too long. I don't have a basket. They have every excuse as to why they can't make said decision. And I'm not going to try to convince anybody why they should. I'm not going to say, use your shirt. I'm not going to pull up my shirt, but I'm going to use your shirt to carry the apples. And then when you walk, just hold your shirt like this and then carry the apples this way. Or use a little bucket, or, use a plastic bag, use this. These are things you already know or should know. These are common sense things. If you don't have a basket, an apple basket, there are many other ways. You can have a hat. There are many other ways. You get, some Tupperware. You know what I'm saying? Like something if you really wanted those apples, you wouldn't make excuses for why you can't go and make the trip. You wouldn't say, I don't have a car. You wouldn't say, oh, my legs are hurt. Or that's an hour-long walk. Or you wouldn't, if you really wanted those apples, you go out and get those apples. Simple as that. I'm not trying to convince you why you should make the trip. I'm not trying to convince you what tools you should get to carry the apples if you don't have a basket big enough to carry said apples. I'm not going to be the dude that's doing that. Someone else might do so, but I'm not going to be the dude to do it. On the flip side, when it comes to, again, Bitcoin and crypto, if people truly want to learn more, I have zero problems. Just like I have zero problems shouting out content creators that I support, subscribe to, and I watch. I have zero problem with those same content creators that I get my information from, and all the information in general, not just content creators, but the stuff that I read. I have no problem sharing this info to you for free at that. I have zero problems if someone were to ask me, DM me right now, hey, you know, what do you do to gain this, gain that? I've done this plenty of times before. That's my way of giving back within this field of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. If someone genuinely wants to know, they'll reach out and ask. But I'm not going to be the one to try to convince everybody why they should and shouldn't do stuff. Because what I found often within my experience with people who want convincing is they don't really want convincing. They want you to continue, they want you to waste your time. And they want to just, but this, but that, but this, but that, but there's always a reason. Now, again, being skeptical about everything is not a problem. Well, I mean, skepticism can be a problem when it comes to a point where you're just being skeptic because you don't truly want to make this decision. You just want to try to convince someone else to see things your way. A lot of people will ask about, Bitcoin and crypto, not because they truly want to get involved, but they see you have an opinion on it that is favorable about it, and they want you to think their way about it. So they want to keep prodding you and asking questions and try to see if they can stump you at a point. You're not going to put me in that position, because I'm going to continue directing you to links and articles and things that I've downloaded onto my laptop that I read about it, or just, again, people that I follow. I'm just going to continue directing you to them. And they will back the things that I either have said, or they will just better explain, not even just, they will better explain to you things that I've said before. But that's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on the whole situation. It's twofold. It's number one, because I think people who are genuinely want to learn more, and I find it oftentimes with everything, not just with Bitcoin and crypto, but people who genuinely want to learn more about anything, they do the research themselves, along with asking people, of course, but they are willing to do the research themselves. How you know if someone is genuinely wants to know more about something is if they go out and they do the research themselves, along with reaching out to you. If people are just asking you questions but they don't do the work themselves, it's not a genuine concern. It's not a genuine curiosity. I'm just going to continue prodding you until you get stumped, so I can say, ha, you don't even know what you're talking about. Therefore, I should stay away from this thing because you don't know what you're talking about. That's what they want. And it's weird, but human beings are weird. And that's the thing that we do. May not meaning you or me, but we as human beings tend to do some stupid stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons. Another, like I said, I'm selfish. I have zero problems not telling you where the apple tree is, and knowing where the apple tree is and keeping that a secret for myself. Now, I'm selfish, but if I see someone in need of apples, I'm going to freely give them apples. Or sell it to them. If I know they got the means to buy so. Yep. So that's my whole thing with accumulating a lot of the Bitcoin and the crypto that I'm a fan of, is Those two reasons. I mean, financial freedom, as I stated, but you know, that's how I approach the situation. I know a lot of people within the space are going to be disagreeing with me because a lot of people that I follow, they make content because they want to spread the word, and they're big on, hey, not only share my videos but tell people, especially during the holidays. The whole big message was tell your families, tell this, tell. I didn't do that. I'm not telling. No. When you know how your people are, who are just naturally going to be skeptical about things, I don't want to deal with that stress. And also, I'm the type of person where I can show you better than I can tell you anything. If I try to convince you to live, and I'm not living this lifestyle, but if I'm trying to convince you the benefits of living a vegan lifestyle, I mean, I'm living a vegetarian lifestyle now because of this fasting I'm on. But if I'm trying to convince you of trying to get into vegetarianism or veganism, I can tell you everything. I can share articles about health benefits. I can tell you all this stuff about my personal experience, or I can simply just do it. I found it often within myself, a lot of the people follow what I do. They don't necessarily follow what I say. There are people who follow what I say. I value my word, but I've found oftentimes that people will look at my actions and then want to mimic that rather than mimic what or do what I say. So that's the type of, I guess, leader that I am. I'm a leader that likes to lead by example, not one that just likes to lead by lip service. You know, again, I have no problem telling people, if you reach out to me and you ask questions, I have zero problems answering questions to the best of my ability and sharing information from folks that I get, where I get my information from. But I know the difference between a genuine question and people who just try to dissuade you off your path. And those are the folks that I'm not going to be wasting my time with. And hey, as I've stated before, I have zero problems knowing where the apple tree is and not telling a soul. Anyways, that is the end of this podcast episode here. Glad I'm able to record. Like I said, if this has to be the groove for the time being, I'll make it work. You know, life is about how you respond to it, not about what happens to you. So take that little tidbit and do whatever you want with it, or don't do anything with it. But I like to respond to things with actions. Timestamps in the description box below, per usual. And check out the other links in the description box below as well. That helps support me, helps support what I'm doing over at the podcast. Shout out to everyone who's been supporting the podcast on YouTube, especially, and obviously the audio listeners as well. This podcast would not be a thing if you all were not supporting. So big besos to y'all. And yeah, thanks for listening, y'all. No, for real, thanks for listening. And yeah, until next time, until next episode, stay black if you are black. Love your black features. Stay beautiful, because you are. Black lives matter. LGBTQIA plus lives matter. Black women matter. Black men matter. And black children matter. And you matter. And I'm out. Peace.